welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to replace the fuel lines in our earthquake tiller, cultivator, whatever you want to call it. I picked this up out of the scrapyard, so I don't know any of the backstory on it or anything, but when I went to drain the fuel out, fuel filter fell out, all the fuel lines are rotted. So I thought we'd just go ahead and replace that. Went ahead and bought a maintenance kit, and it comes with an air cleaner. Comes with all your fuel lines, spark plug, new carburetor. I don't know if I'm going to need that or not, but for the price difference between the fuel lines and buying this kit is very minimal, so why not have the extra carburetor? Fuel filter, primer ball. I'm going to say that's an extra one. Yep. Extra primer ball. Gasket for the fuel lines to go into the tank, and a gasket for the carburetor. So right now we're just going to be worrying about the fuel lines, fuel filters. I did put a new spark plug in it before I bought this. I had an extra one laying around, so we'll just keep that. We'll keep the carburetor around in case we need it. I know it needs a new air cleaner, so put the primer ball in here. Alright, first thing we're going to do, we've got to take this cover off so we can get into the fuel lines. That is a 4mm. Sorry about the coon dogs in the background. I just kind of noticed that. It is hunting season, and I don't know what they're running the dogs or what, but then up under the front, you have two 10mm bolts. And the front cover should come off. That allows us to get into here. Next thing you want to do is make sure that you got all the debris, any broke hoses, filter. Make sure you got everything out of there. Let's take the air cleaner off. And yes, this did not have an air cleaner on it when I picked it up, so that's kind of a little disheartening, but we'll deal with it. Let's go ahead and take these off. They're also 4mm. Mainly taking this off so you guys can see what we're doing. You take these bolts off. It's also going to pull your carburetor off. Alright, so I got the carburetor just temporarily mounted back on here just so we can see how everything goes. Okay, so your top line is your vent line, or your return line, and the one down here at the bottom, that is your fuel line. What we need to do is just get your pair of pliers. You gotta be able to wiggle these back and forth a little bit. These are heat soaked on there, so they that's why you don't need no clamp on it. It has a barb on it, but as the motor's running, it will set these on here. Let's grab this next one. I'll put them on here, turn it. So after you get the lines off, next thing you want to do is pop this plug here off. Okay, you have two sizes diameter hoses. The barbs on here are two different sizes too. So the return is actually the smaller diameter. The larger diameter actually goes on your fuel filter. So let's go ahead, slip that on there. So your grommet's going to go on like that. You want your fuel to be on the back side, or the hose closest to the motor. You want this fuel filter to be laying flat on the bottom like that. So I'll make sure that I have enough line so I don't cut anything until after I get everything set inside the tank the way I like it. And then the black line is your return. I'll get that started in there. Same way with this one, I don't trim anything, but this one you just want it to be really right inside the tank. It don't have to be, because it's not sucking any fuel, it's just your return. So I'm going to leave it like that. I'm going to drop that in, put a little lubie around the grommet. So these are not going to go in real easily. You got to fight with them, but you want them tight because that actually, when it squeezes all in, it makes a seal right around here, right around these hoses. So just take little bites at a time. It'll go in. Keep some pressure on it as you work it around. There we go. As you can see, it's not the easiest thing to put in, but they'll go in. Just gotta have patience. Take your time, it'll go. I just want to go through and rearrange all that. Get my fuel line set up right. Can't really get a good picture on it, but my fuel filter is actually sitting right over here in this sump. So I'll be able to use all this fuel up here, and it'll suck all the way down into here. So that's where you want that one at. And then this one just comes, I'll probably show you that one. That one just comes in right there. So now what we're going to do is just trim everything to fit. Let's do the back one first. Save this because you can use it again if your lines ever go bad again. Let's put a little lubie on that. Reach in there with something. I like these because they work great. It's like $3 in the fishing section. Use it to pull fish hooks out. But it's great for reaching in and digging stuff out of tanks and stuff. So the next one is our breather. Put a little lube in there, a little lube on there. And there we go. Same way with this one. Now what we're going to do, take those carburetor bolts back out. time ball feels good, so that's why I'm not going to replace the carburetor right now. We'll see if we can get it running. If we can't, we'll throw a new carb on it. This video was mainly just to show you how to change the fuel lines. Remember, this is being torqued into plastic, so you don't want to go real extreme. Put the air cleaner on there. Okay. So I think now we'll get it over in the garden and put some fuel in it. We'll see if it runs. Alright, so let's see. I got fresh fuel in there. Got it turned on. It's all the way down is choke. Couple squeezes on the primer ball. Let's get pressure. So let's give it a pull and see what we got. All in all, I paid $5.50 to get this out of the scrapyard. $17 for the maintenance kit on this unit. So, and a new spark plug, but the new spark plug come in maintenance kit, so it's kind of a wash. So for $25, I got me a 2-stroke tiller. Should run for a long time. If you like this video, like this content, please give it a thumbs up. We release content on a regular basis. So thank you for watching. Goodbye.